Hello, so today I'll be showing you guys a free and alternative garden mulch that you can get in your garden. So mulching is very important in the garden and I recommend it to anyone because it's got a lot of added benefits, but trying to get the mulch itself can be either quite hard to get or quite expensive if you want to buy loads of it at a store. But I'm going to show you an alternative that you can use for mulch and it is completely free. So this is the cheap alternative and it is pine cones. Now in the UK you can find wild pine cone trees about, especially in parks and woodland areas. So if you was to come out of a bag, you can pick these off the ground and you can find loads of them. Just try not to pick them off the trees, just try and pick the ones off the ground, as the ones off the ground will be better to be used for mulching. So as you can see on the ground, you can see a lot of them where they've just fallen off the tree. Alright, so I've got a nice bag full of them. Now to take them back home and explain to you how you can use them. So there's two different ways in how you can use pine cones in your garden. And the first one is keeping it normal like this. And the second way is to break it up into tiny little pieces. So both of these ways have got the same benefits, because not only are they free and sustainable as a mulch in your garden, they also help keep the moisture inside the pots or inside the ground, as basically it forms like a blanket on top. And also as well as it makes a blanket on top, it suppresses any weeds trying to grow through, so no weeds will hopefully trying to grow through there as they'll get no sunlight. And also it should try and keep the plant insulated, especially come the winter months. It should try and keep this a bit more warmer to protect the plant and the roots. And also they're very good at keeping cats and pests like slugs away from your plants as well. Now I don't really have a problem with cats because of these beasts I've got in my house. As you can see, my dogs are very much alert to any cat presence. So the only problem I do have in my garden are these guys. It's because either whole or broken down, the texture of the pine cones irritates their feet. If it's a slug, snail or cat, they don't like standing on it, so they will not try to go across it. So that's another reason why this is very good as a mulch. So like I said earlier, there's two different ways you can use the pine cones. And the first way is using it whole like this. As you can see, all you need to do is put them at the bottom of the plant and just create a single layer of them around it, and it's just really simple and easy to do. The only drawbacks is because they're still whole and they're still like this, they're going to take a long time to break down, so the plant might not see nutrients as soon as you would like it to, but it's still better than no mulch nonetheless. The second way we're going to do this is by breaking them up into little pieces. If you ever try breaking a fresh pine cone, they can be a bit troublesome to try and break down. If you're lucky enough, you can start breaking them apart, or you might need to get a tool and try either cutting them and ripping them off. Now, there's another easier way, and that is to find some already rotten pine cones. Now, these will break down a lot quicker as they're already rotten. As you can see, it's all just falling off. The only thing is, doing this method is a little bit tedious, as you're going to have to sit here and try and make as much mulch as you can. Because if you've got big plants and lots of pots, you're going to need a lot of mulch. But if you're feeling super impatient, what you can do, you can grab a couple of pine cones, either put them in a bag or do them without a bag, put them on a nice bit of stone or a bit of concrete, get the biggest hammer you can find, and then start smashing them. And this should help them now break up a lot easier, like so. So applying the mulch this way is similar to the other way by literally just putting a thin layer around the top of the plant. So the one true benefit of breaking the pine cones down like this and adding it as a mulch is the fact that it breaks down a lot quicker. So it'll add the nutrients into the ground a lot quicker, and so it'll help benefit the plant quicker. So there are some slight negatives of using pine cones as mulch, and that is if you use too much of it, you can actually block out the plant altogether and it'll stop any water or moisture hitting the soil. They also are a slight fire hazard, but if you're using wood chippings and any other type of mulch, that's also a fire hazard. But here in the UK it isn't too bad because we don't really get that much hot weather. But I'm guessing if you're going to be using this in a climate where it is a bit more hotter, just be careful because they are flammable. And also some pine cones have actually got seeds inside of them. When it comes to breaking the pine cones apart, you may stumble upon a little seed inside. Now try your best to try and find all the seeds you can while breaking these apart, but if you can't find all the seeds, don't worry, because when they do start growing, you can just pull them out of the ground. So that is the only drawbacks about using pine cones for mulch. So it's quite commonly thought of that pine cones are quite acidic when it comes to the garden, in that they are more suited for acidic liking plants when they start breaking down, but that is not true. As you can see here, this is one that hasn't fallen off yet, and it's green. While the one that has fallen off has gone more brown. This is more acidic than this, where if anything, this one is more neutral. But if you're still a firm believer that pine cones do produce a lot more acidic than neutral, then you can still use it as a mulch. All you're going to be doing is be using it on plants that do like acidic soil, like your roses, your blueberries, your citrus trees. So it is still a very good mulch to use for those plants. So I hope you guys did enjoy the video, and I hope I made it quite simple to understand how to use pine cones as mulch. So like I said, it's free and sustainable, and mulching is very good for the garden. So I hope you guys do try it out, and I'll see you guys next time.